Hello class, I want to talk with you about the Expressionistic painting project and what you're going to be doing for it. So the first thing to note is it's due May 16th. Okay, so if you're watching this on a Monday, the Monday when it came out, this video, then that gives you 2 weeks to work on it. And it's a little bit shorter than our last projects, and the reason is because these paintings tend to be done in a shorter amount of time, okay, because of the size they're at and the style that we're doing them in. And the way you're going to do this is you're going to make several paintings in this style, and you're going to turn in the two best. So, I would say do a minimum of three, but, I'd really suggest, if time permits and you have the time, to do 5 or 6 and choose the two from that and turn those in. And your primary goal in this project is to paint your emotional response to your subject matter. Okay, how does the subject matter make you feel? Okay, and you have several tools at your disposal. This includes expressionistic marks, arbitrary color, and distortion of form. Now, it's not required that you use all of these tools, but they're there for you to use them as you feel necessary. And you can make as many expressionistic paintings as you wish, but you're only going to be turning in the two most successful. So you could paint these on any support, including cardboard, wood, glass, canvas, a car hood, okay? But they must be at least at 11 inches by 14 inches. And if you have any questions about how to paint on these supports, then please let me know. And the topics of discussion include arbitrary color, alternative painting supports, such as these, and basically how to paint in an expressionistic style. In the expressionistic project, it's going to be graded a little bit differently. It's going to be graded on completion. Okay, so you have to complete 2 paintings. If you complete them, then you get credit for them. Now, that being said, they can't be painted carelessly. So something that's careless just doesn't show evidence of effort. So you can paint in a raw way, you could paint in a childlike way, you could paint in a messy way, but there has to be evidence of effort. So here's some examples of student work. So we have, I believe this student, looks like the student wanted to describe heartbreak. This student was trying to describe the feeling of Mardi Gras, okay, and one of the characters there. This student was describing, the mood of a classroom for kids. This student painted, it's like, a human spouting out some volcanic content. Looks like they might have been shouting very passionately. And then this student was interested in describing the feeling of, or describe how Christmas made her feel, okay, and what she thought about it. And she really didn't like the decorations at Christmas and the things that went along with it, and she was trying to describe that in this painting.
So we're first going to talk about painting supports, and painting supports are what you paint on. And there's many types of supports. Cardboard's one. You can paint on canvas. You could paint on a bed sheet stretched on a wooden frame. You could paint on wood. Some people paint on glass. Some people paint on acrylic panel. You can paint on a lot of things, okay? But many times you have to prepare the surface, or you may want to prepare the surface. In some cases, the paint won't stick. In other cases, the paint won't behave in the way you want it to. If you're using cardboard, there's 2 options to prepare your surface. You could either have a clear ground, where you can see the cardboard under it, or you can paint, you could use a colored ground, where you have a blue ground, you can have a pink ground, but something that's opaque, an opaque ground. So the reason that we're going to coat the cardboard is that if you paint onto the raw cardboard, it's going to suck the paint up very quickly, and it's going to make it difficult to paint on. Now, if you want a clear ground, you're going to get your Mod Podge, okay, the matte Mod Podge, and you're going to coat your cardboard. And the Mod Podge may look a little white at first, but it's going to dry clear. Okay, once you do one coat, you're gonna want to let it dry for about 20 minutes. And when you do this, I would suggest using your biggest brush. Do a little brush, you're gonna be here all day. If you want to speed up the drying, you can use a blow dryer. Okay, and then once your first coat's dry, you're gonna do a second coat. And I suggest doing it in the opposite direction. Okay, or perpendicular to your first coat. Okay, and then I would let this dry for at least 20 minutes. Once you have your 2 coats of Mod Podge, your support is ready to paint on. Okay, and it'll work well for this project, okay? Okay, now the second option, so the second option you have if you're using cardboard, the second option you have for a ground is a colored one. So mix your color, or you can use gray or black or white. And you're gonna apply this to the cardboard. Okay, and this will take, it could be done in one coat, but it's possible you may need to do 2. Just see if it's having good coverage. So ideally, we would have you use gesso. It's a liquid that's made specifically for creating grounds for painting on. But since that wasn't part of the kit, we'll be using just regular acrylic paint as a ground. Now let's say do this on a table that you could either get paint on or put some cardboard down. Okay, and this will need a second coat. So let this dry for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll give it a second coat. So this demo is going to be a lot shorter than the previous one. And the reason is because, if I show you how, my response to this A subject matter, it wouldn't necessarily be helpful because I want you to find your response to the subject matter. But really the overall goal of this painting is to paint something how it feels as opposed to how it looks to the eye. So there's 2 things I want to talk about. The first, choose a subject matter that you either dislike or have strong feelings towards. For example, let's say that I really dislike porcupines. A porcupine would be an excellent subject for my expressionistic painting. Or let's say I have really fond feelings towards my cat. A picture of my cat would be an excellent subject matter for my expressionistic painting. A rock is not a great subject matter for your expressionistic painting because it's unlikely that you have a strong emotional reaction to a rock. That doesn't mean that these are necessarily bad subjects for an expressionistic painting. They're just very difficult. The second thing I want to talk about is how to make sure that your strokes are visible. So I first want to show you what happens when you get the same color and you keep making marks using the same exact color. What do you see happening? The strokes, they disappear. So what I would suggest doing is alternating the colors. Or having colors that are slightly different next to each other. And in that way, you could still see the marks. Okay, so in this example, I use the same color, okay, to make my expressionistic marks. In this example, I use different colors. And they can be slightly different, but they need to be different enough so you can see the strokes.
This is a recap. Our goal with the Expressionistic Painting Project is to paint something as it feels. And it's hard for me to give you an exact process to do this. What I want you to do is I want you to just experiment, try to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and open up and send me what you make, in the progress assignment, and I'll give you feedback and we'll take it from there.